Thanks for checking out Mornings with Lone Star podcast on irlonestar.com. Don't forget, Mornings with Lone Star is live every weekday on irlonestar.com from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., covering all things Texas country music and Montgomery County news, with weather and traffic at the top and bottom of every hour. You can call in at any time with a song request at 936-647-3776 or Facebook message us on Facebook or tweet us on Twitter. Mornings with Lone Star would like to say a special thank you to the sponsors of Mornings with Lone Star, our neighbors at Conroe Coffee in downtown Conroe, catering by All-Star, Michal B. Young, financial representative with Northwestern Mutual in the Woodlands, and the Texas Renaissance Festival in Magnolia, Texas. Welcome back to Mornings with Lone Star. It is now officially, Nathan, 9:05. So we're crossed into the political segment, which we're going to feature everything politics Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a special segment for Montgomery County focusing on the upcoming election in March. We're trying not to get off the path, only focusing on what's happening in the county for this voting coming up. And we have a special thanks goes out to our guest today is Gene Deforest, your current Constable Precinct number 2. Like I said, he does have a website, folks. If you want to check him out online, genedeforest.com. All his information's there. And so his name is pretty self-explanatory. If you see on the ballot, you know who it is. So Nathan?
Yes, sir.
Now, would you like to say our breakfast sponsor?
Man, let me tell you what. I just posted on my page, and I'm fixing to put it on Lone Star Internet Radio and Montgomery County Lifestyle, a picture of Constable Gene Deforest, because he's got perfect hair in this rain. The backdrop is In God We Trust on the back of the
we've already
truck.
talked about this.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I just get straight to the point now.
Yeah.
Hot coffee, sweets.
It's pretty good.
And incredible egg soufflés from Panera Bread. The manager is Anthony Kober. Mm-hmm. Compliments of them. It's wonderful. Go visit them, 105 and 45. And why don't we let you or Constable DeForest tell everybody what they do for law enforcement and all first responders?
Well, from what I understand, they do a 50% discount for all law enforcement and military.
And, well, first responders
too. Sorry.
EMTs, firemen.
You can't get everybody all the time.
There's a fireman out there that's going to come hunting you down now.
This is on the 105 location, correct?
105 and 45.
All right, there you go.
Best service in the world.
Now we've done all of our sponsor stuff. Let's get back to the program. Folks, mctx.org/election has all the information about where to vote. Check your registry of your current status and everything that's going to be coming up in March and early voting in February. And Constable Precinct number 2, Gene Deforest is in the studio. Gene, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Good morning. And Nate, is that your second or third one that you've had this morning?
The coffee, yeah.
This is actually...
Not the coffee, the
souffle. Man. Alrighty then. I thought he was the shy, quiet one. I guess I was wrong.
No,
there.
he's on TV. He's on radio, so it's a little easier.
You can't be in politics and be shy and quiet. Now, come on.
No, you can't.
Well, Constable Precinct number 2, thank you for coming in. And you're just down the street from the studio, actually, on Main Street. And so I see your cars all the time, and let me tell you, it's a little intimidating to be driving by.
Oh, a little intimidating. Oh, man, that hurts.
But again, thank you so much for coming in. And we have a bunch of questions, and also we want to give you time to explain yourself and who you are. And if you don't mind, let's do that time right now for the beginning of the segment. So if you just mind, just tell us who you are, where you're from, and all the personal stuff people want to know about you.
Well, I'm Gene Deforest. I'm your constable for Precinct 2, and I have been in law enforcement over 40 years, over 30 years right here in Montgomery County, and have been your constable now for the last 15 years, well, a little over 15 years. I actually am one of the first graduates of the Constable Leadership College. I'm married to my wife for 41 years.
Wow.
She has actually put up with me for that long. Can you imagine?
No, sir.
Ooh, that hurt. I have a daughter, 30 years old, and 2 beautiful grandchildren that I love and they're the light of my life. I have a great office, great staff, people that work for the Precinct 2 Constable's office. One thing, when I first ran for office, I believe in professionalism, pride, honesty, and integrity, and that's the foundation in which I built the office on, and I'm very proud of it, the work that they do, and they keep up with each one of those principles. I have over 3,000 hours of law enforcement training and education. I have 18 hours of college from Del Mar College in Corpus Christi. I have a Master Peace Officer license, which is the highest that you can get. Enjoy my job. Love doing what I do. Love helping people and working for people. We've done a lot of things over the years as far as putting packages together for our service people overseas. I've done that like 3 or 4 times where we put stuff together and send it over. We have escorted every soldier who has paid the ultimate sacrifice, their life, for us, that have come to Montgomery County and through Montgomery County. We have escorted each and every one of them, and I'm proud and honored to serve them and their family.
All right, well, that was good. That was a nice ending note there. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what constables really, like, I guess everyone, law enforcement can just do that, can't they?
Yeah, we get some of the other law enforcement agencies around here involved in when we have stuff like that come into Montgomery County and through Montgomery County. Usually they fly into Houston, Intercontinental, and we pick them up and escort them home. Honored and privileged to do that.
So yeah, one thing that's interesting to me is my brother is in law enforcement in Liberty County, and he's a detective, and it's always interesting to see what he does in the world of police work, because he's involved not just in his day-to-day, but there's other jobs policemen do and help the area, the community. With the constable office here in precinct number 2, you're generally in the Conroe area, correct? Can you give me the parameters of where precinct number 2 is?
Well, actually, precinct 2 it incorporates probably or encompasses most of the city limits of Conroe. It does go out into the county. We go west. We go out the north loop to Airport Road and go out Airport Road. Everything to the right, to the east side of it, all the way. We take we take all the cut and shoot all the way down to Granger Land and come back around. To actually give it the boundary lines, it's kind of difficult to explain that.
Well, the constables can be don't really have a boundary line, do they? Because you can actually help out neighbors.
Yes, we can.
In a sense.
We have statewide jurisdiction for law enforcement. Civil process, we generally try to serve it in our own precincts. However, we can go outside that to assist, or if somebody has a problem, they want us to do it and doesn't care to have, another precinct do it. Just like, if somebody down in precinct 3 has something that they want served up here in precinct 2, but they don't want us to do it, they want them to do it, they can come up and do it.
And communication is key, it seems, between the constable and the regular police force and then other entities around the Montgomery County area. So you've been around for a while how long have you been constable of precinct number 2?
Been 15 years. I worked for Conroe PD for almost 20 years as a police officer there. Worked 4 years on the street and then 15 years as a detective. I specialized in white-collar crime and become an expert in the field and enjoyed that. I love chasing paper. So,
see, now that's what's cool about this. I did not know that about him. That's pretty cool.
Well, what's interesting to me is the experience that follows officers. Because do you feel you're actually now adequate to be an officer after all these years, or are you still learning how to be a police officer?
Well, after being a police officer for over 40 years, you still learn every day on things. Things that change and come out, they change the laws and they do this and that. So, I mean, we're basically, every day is a learning day. We have education that we have to gather up every year. The state of Texas requires us to do so many hours every 2 years within a education cycle. So we're basically learning all the time. It's never, well, you've learned everything and that's it, you're done. You know everything that there is to know, because it's not true. And especially in the civil process, we have like 38 different types of civil papers, I believe, and that may be 37 or 39, I'm not sure.
When you say civil process, does that mean like subpoenas and things like that? Or give me a description of what a civil process is?
Well, civil process is if like you don't pay your rent, you live in an apartment, you get kicked out.
Yeah, you give
so
me
they
the
file
eviction.
for an eviction.
Okay.
So they go to the courts. They send the eviction papers to us. We go out and serve the eviction. You still haven't moved out. They go back and get what they call a writ of attachment, and we go down there and actually serve the writ of attachment. If you're still there, we move you out and take the property.
You
and
help me
turn it back
move
over to
out?
the owner. Pardon me?
You help me move out, like my bed and stuff?
We won't actually do it physically ourselves. We have it where the either apartment complex or the owner of the home makes the arrangements to have movers come in and do it.
Now, do you think that's because in the past there's been so many conflicts when it comes to evicting people? They decided that we need to have a law enforcement present when these kind of situations occur, or has this always been the case? Are these?
It's always been as far back as I can remember, anyways. I know constables are the oldest types of law enforcement in this country. Actually, if you look back and you go back to the days of the Western days with Wyatt Earp, and a lot of people don't know this, Wyatt Earp, his first law enforcement job was as a constable.
I'll be darned.
Yep. Before he became a marshal. And it actually come from another country, but constables were actually brought into here and brought to Texas back in the early days. And
Man.
like I say, we were the constables were the first type of law enforcement in this country. Period.
Well, we're hanging out with Gene Deforest, Constable Precinct number 2, running for re-election. We're going to take a quick music break. If you want to ask him a question, go to our Facebook, Lone Star Internet Radio, or go on Nathan's Montgomery County Lifestyles. He's there chatting away. I don't know who he's talking to over there. But we'll be back with Gene here in a bit to get to know him more. I still have some questions because one thing that's always interesting to me when you're driving around and you see an officer, but then you see a constable, you wonder what's the difference? Why is a constable there? Well, now it makes more sense. They're probably evicting somebody. But but there's probably more to that. There's got to be more to that. But stick around here on Mornings of Lone Star here at OurLoneStar.com. We had a song request come in through through the computer, and this is Cody Joe Hodges. If you don't know who this guy is, he's pretty good. He's local, and he won the Texas. I think Young Texas Male Music Voice. I'm probably getting corrected on that one. But this is Cody Joe Hodges with One More Drink. You're listening to Lone Star Internet Radio with Mornings with Lone Star. Stick around. Constable Precinct Gene Deforest is in the studio.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them partners, the financial professionals that can help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have, and guide you where you want to be financially and personally, because no one wins alone. Start building financial security with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Michael Young today. Visit michael.b.young@nm.com. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You just listened to Corey Morrow. I have no idea what the name of the song was, but I was jamming to it with Gene Deforest. You what?
The Good Fight.
The Good Fight. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
You are listening to Mornings with Lone Star Internet Radio. We have a special segment for the next 5 weeks, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to 10. We are calling it Meet the Candidate. You've got Dick Schissler of Lone Star Internet Radio. Good morning, Dick.
Good morning.
You have myself, Nathan Arizati of Montgomery County Lifestyle. And this morning we have Constable Precinct 2, Gene Deforest in the house. Hello, Gene. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, we're having some fun, Dick, and we were talking offline there just a minute ago, and I think what we need to bring into this real quick is Gene brought up something really good. He wants to tell us just what he wants to do, why he wants to be reelected, but what he's going to maintain. We were talking about whether you maintain, whether you make promises. What promises are you going to make?
Yeah, people sit here and they can make you all kinds of promises. They can offer to hand you the moon, but it's just not going to be possible. I've never made promises throughout my election, with the exception in the very beginning that if I was elected, I would serve the people. Would never forget where I come from. I would never forget who has elected me and put me in this office and give me in this position. I am so honored and humbled by the people that have believed in me for 15 years to do the job that they have elected me to do. And that's what I do. I am proud to say that my office, the Precinct 2 Constable's office, not all mine, but the people's office, the Precinct 2 Constable's office, in 15 years has never, ever had a lawsuit filed against them. And why? Is because they go out there and do the job that they have been handed, and they do it to the best of their ability. They do it in a timely manner. They get what has to be served, and get it back to the courts or wherever it needs to go. And we do that with respect to the people out there that we have to go out and serve, and we do it with the respect to the people that we're working for. And I'm telling you right now, I cannot be more proud of the people that work for Precinct 2 Constable's office, because they're the ones that do the job. They're the ones that go out here on the streets, not me. I mean, I've served papers from time to time also, but they're the ones that deserve the credit, not Gene Deforest. Gene Deforest is just the one that leads them. And you know, the old saying is that you can't be a great leader unless you got great people to lead. I've got great people to lead, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. You go in my office and ask for some help on something, they're going to bend over backwards to try to help you, whether it belongs here or whether it belongs to somewhere else. If they can help you, they're going to do it. They're just not going to push you out the door and push you on somebody else unless you have to actually go somewhere else to do it.
You know, I can kind of go along with that. I guess, but in all great organizations, there's one knucklehead, correct? You know where I'm leading with this, right?
I've had them before,
Depends
yes.
if it's an organization of one.
Not that I'm going to say that Ray Cunningham is a knucklehead, because he's not a knucklehead. But if you had a knucklehead, we could call him that, because he's got a great sense of humor. He wears a Santa hat at the Christmas parade, and he is like in charge of or leads a special program with you, right?
Yes, he does. He is my MAP program. That's MAP, Motorist Assistance Program. And most of us have a MAP truck that we run out here and we help people out. He runs on the freeway. He runs up and down, helping people that are broke down, out of gas, flat tires. He gets out there and does it, whether it's raining, whether it's cold. And you know something? He does it with a smile on his face.
Yep.
And people love him. And it's one of the greatest jobs that law enforcement can have. It's a job that when you pull up behind somebody and turn your red lights on, they're actually happy to see you.
All right, Ray, if you're listening out there, you're not a knucklehead. Well, yeah, you are, but officially you're not, but you know that I think you are. And if you're not listening, well, then you are a knucklehead, because you should be listening. Is that correct?
Yeah, IreLoneStar.com. This is also being podcasted too, so today, later tonight, we're going to be uploading all today's shows on our podcast on IreLoneStar.com, so you can replay it all you want. So be careful what you say, Gene.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
So you know, because you never know, the opponents are probably listening. They're probably listening in. They want to, hear what you have to say or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
and let me tell you something else about my office that I'm very proud of. I have a detective that works ICAD. That's Internet Crimes Against Children. It's a tough job. It's something that I would not want to do. And I can tell you that there are several officers over there that work for me that wouldn't want to do it either. I mean, when you talk about crimes against children, that's a tough job. But we have a unit here headed up by Brett Ligon, our district attorney. I'll put a little plug in for him because I think it's a great thing that he's done putting this together. And I'm proud to have a detective that's on the task force. I know that last year they've taken over 100 sexual predators off the streets.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's it. I also have a detective that does drugs. He works very close with Conroe PD and the DEA. We have taken millions and millions of dollars off the street with drugs. Here in Montgomery County all the way to Houston. He was involved in the case where the kids out in Montgomery, one of them died because of bad drugs, and some of them were hospitalized. We were involved in that, busting that place in Houston that was creating it. We were involved in the pill doctor down here on 242 that was part of that, helped create that accident that happened on 105 West out there in front of April Sound that killed the family. And like I say, we've taken a lot of money off the streets, a lot of drugs off the streets. He's also been involved in breaking up some gambling houses around Conroe and Montgomery County, the 8-liners. We've taken down a bunch of those houses. I'll tell you, I can't be more proud of my people that work for the Precinct 2 Constable's office and work for me. They do such a great job. I'll tell you what.
So I guess that answers our questions. Constable is a whole lot more than a paper server, huh?
It is. Even though civil process is our main function, and we are required by law, mandated by law, that comes first and foremost. But we do get involved in other things. It's one thing that we have to get out here and we have to serve the civil process and do it diligently according to the law. We're mandated by law to make sure that we get it done in a timely manner. you have, so many attempts on a paper. You get a paper, you may go out and try and serve it one time. Nobody's there. You can't serve it. You may have to go out 5 or 6 times to try to serve this one civil paper. So one paper can cost you, a bunch of time. Traveling time to get to there, trying to serve the paper. You may not be able to serve. You have to send it back to the court to get a rule, or send it back to the court unserved.
What you thinking there, Dick?
Well, I'm thinking with Constable Precinct number 2, and you've been involved with that office for so long, with the next term coming up, do you see any ways to improve the office?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to be able to get some manpower.
So just more boots on the ground or something like that?
Yep,
kind of
I would.
sense?
Ours is one of the smallest offices, Constable's office, and it has been because, number one, the civil process. Last year we received over 5,000 civil papers. So, and that's, with the manpower I have, that's first and foremost, like I said, that has to be done. And what I'd like to do is get some boots on the streets, patrol the neighborhoods. I'm very much into community policing, and we do quite a bit of that now. Going out into the communities and talking with people and visiting with people. We see them, we stop and visit with them. But yeah, I'd like to improvement I'd like to have is get some manpower to put some boots on the streets to protect or help protect the citizens of Precinct 2 and Montgomery County.
Now, in that goal of improvement, how do you achieve that with re-election? How do you go about getting more? Because I imagine that costs a lot more, and you have to maintain those funds somehow. Which way? How does a Constable Precinct number 2 go about receiving those funds and keeping those funds?
Well, you have to go to Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
We're at their beckoning and their mercy if they're the ones that say yes or no. And I've been going to them for 15 years, and and I've gotten a couple people over the years. Have I gotten the manpower that I'd like to get? No, I haven't. Do I present my case to them appropriately? I believe I do. I've presented charts and graphs and figures, but again, they look at us as a Precinct 2 Constable office is the main hub for the county for civil process. All the civil process comes into our office. We're disperse it out to wherever it needs to go. And I won't say all of it, but majority of it does. And we're the main hub. We like I say, last year we had 5,000 civil papers. Does it cost to put people on the street? Absolutely it does. You're looking at roughly probably $95,000 just for the officer. That's not including the car and equipment, and so it does. It costs a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks don't keep that in mind when it's almost because me being a business owner, I always you have to keep track of everything, and knowing how much things cost, and knowing especially with officers, because it's not. I'm not saying it's a cheap thing or it's an expensive thing, but it's a necessity, and it's almost you gotta get over it and just put it in place, get the people on the ground and make sure they're doing what they need to do, because it sounds like you do need help. Yep. And so I wish you luck when the re-election comes up, and also you being effective when you present the Commissioner's Court. I like to get those folks in here and see what their perspective is on that kind of stuff. So who is the Commissioner's Court?
Commissioner's Court. Well, you got Charlie Riley, James Nowak,
those
Mike
guys.
Metter.
Charlie Riley, Magnolia, James Nowak in the Woodlands, Mike Metter, kind of the Willis North Lake area.
The Road Kings.
Jimbo Clark on East County.
Jimbo Clark, Jimbo's a cool dude. And the county judge is Craig Doyle.
Okay, I was just wondering what the
Sporting
Commissioner's
that beard
Court.
lately,
That's cool. Okay, so
I seen our judge the other day, and he's
I
got
know.
this little deal.
You know why he's doing that, right? Because of me.
Because of you.
Amy said, Nathan sure looks good in that beard.
I hate to tell you all this, but it's gray. Both of y'all.
Mine's white.
Wow. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to
On
music
that
break.
note,
we'll be back with Gene Deforest. Like I said, if you have questions, we're on Facebook, Lone Star Internet Radio, or
Montgomery County Lifestyle.
So, folks, we're going to take a quick music break. But first, we're going to say a special thanks to our Mornings of the Lone Star sponsor. So stick around here on irlonestar.com.
Hi, this is Cater & Cody with All-Star Catering Company. We've been catering for Montgomery County since 2005. We are now offering take-home casseroles available for you to pick up Monday through Friday. To learn more, give us a call at 936-228-0440. Send an email to info@cateringbyallstar.com or check us out on Facebook at Catering by All-Star. So come on in and get your dinner tonight and feed your family the simple way with All-Star Catering.
Imagine a place where you can sip on Italian coffee and have a sandwich, followed by a fabulous, delectable pastry. We invite you to stop by Conroe Coffee to experience old world charm. Conroe Coffee is located next to the historic Creighton Theatre in downtown Conroe. We are open 7 days a week. Please check our website for business hours at conroecoffee.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a caffeinated day.
Good morning again. You were just listening to Curtis Braley. You're listening to Mornings with Lone Star at Lone Star Internet Radio, downtown Conroe, in the middle of Montgomery County, Texas, the best county to live in all of the United States of America. We have Meet the Candidate Forum going on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the next 5 weeks. And today is joining us Constable Precinct 2, Gene Deforest, who is running for re-election. Thank you, Gene, again for being here.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud to be here and honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, Gene, a couple of things we want to hit real quickly if we can before we leave. We know a lot of people have got work to do. How can people get more information about you, what you stand for, and your re-election?
Well, you can pull up my Facebook page. Just go to Gene Deforest, or pull up Gene Deforest on the computer, and you can pull up all kinds of stuff. But I have a Facebook page out there. You can look it up, go on there and like everything, read about me. Like I say, you can call me on my cell, 936-672-9829 is my cell number. You can contact me at my office if you need to come by and see me. Of course, our doors are open from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 on Friday. I know some people are thinking they want this to be a 24/7 operation, and it's just not feasible. Would I love it to be a 24/7 operation? Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have that manpower that I could put out there.
Who wants to be served at 1 a.m. though?
So, do what?
Who wants to be served at 1 a.m.?
Well, you serve papers out until 10 o'clock at night, unless, for some reason, if my guys are out here serving papers during the week and they can't get them served 8 to 5, they go out and they serve papers at 8, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night.
You got to serve those 5,000 papers, jeez.
Yep. And if they have to go out on a Saturday, they go out on a Saturday. They don't work just 8 to 5. My office is 8 to 5. My office staff is there 8 to 5. But the deputies that work there, they work the hours that they have to work to get the job done. So they do a great job doing that. Contact me if you need something. If you need signs for your yard, holler at me. Let me know. I'll get signs out to you. Signs are just to let people know that you're running. Signs don't vote. People do. So please, I encourage the people out there to vote. You have a presidential election coming up, very important, a lot more important than the Constable Precinct 2 race, I can tell you that. You have to have somebody that's going to be qualified to lead this country and, put a plug in for the candidates that are running for that. This country has got to be turned around. We are headed in the wrong direction. The small majority of this people in this country that know right have got to start standing up. We've got to stand up and say, we want God in our schools. Look what's happened. You've taken God out of schools, and look what's happened in the schools. We're having shootings and kids killed weekly. It's not guns, it's people. And, again, we have to put God back in our lives. We've got to put God back in this country. If we don't do that and don't do it now and start over to bring it back, we're headed downhill, and there's no saving us.
You were just very passionate there, and it made me think of something that is such a joke, but we should be passionate. Why do they not want God or the Bible or prayer and stuff like that in our schools, and they don't want things in our county courthouses and law office, police offices and fire offices, but yet state and federal penitentiary, they have Bible classes all the time. They have churches coming in and missionaries and missions and stuff coming in. Why don't we stop it at the beginning?
Those prisons might be privately owned.
Oh, no. No. They're funded by the federal and state government and county. I'm with you, man. I love that passion you had because you're right. We got to take our country back, but we got to vote.
Yes.
And that's the big thing. And I know, Dick, you agree. What is it? Anywhere between 9 and 16% of the people vote in a general election, whether it's city, county, or national. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, that was the last one, the last election in November. But I do have to disagree with the First Amendment does protect the separation of church and state.
But read that.
So I do
The
have
government
to,
cannot tell you to go a particular
well,
way.
we can
on
argue
a
about that
religion.
all day. So,
But we're not going to do that today because this is Jean's Day.
Jean's Day. So it's 9:48. Coming up next is the Cindy Cochran Show. Cindy's on every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. She's going to be having a local artist who was out at the East Montgomery Sawmill Festival last year. And Philip Griffin is going to be in the studio performing live for you guys. So if you like live country music, stick around. Jean, thank you so much for coming in.
One last thing is I ask each and every one of you out there, I love my job, I love doing my job, and I love working for you, the people out there. So please get out and vote. Vote for Gene Deforest, re-elect me, put me back in office. Let's keep professionalism, pride, honesty, integrity in this office. Thank you very much, and God bless each and every one of you. Wow. I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And God bless you, Anthony Coburn Panera. That souffle was wonderful.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station, by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.